All right, I'm Charles G. Pan Jr. I'm a young entrepreneur passionate about using technology to solve problems in our society. I run an IT firm called Versace IT Solutions. What we do is we build solutions to address problems ranging from accountability, transparency, education. I'm here to be able to share my little experience and knowledge with my fellow young people, and we will have a great time together. Thank you.
And how exactly your organization goes about preparing youth through digital skills, or how exactly do you marry what you do to ensuring that youth are empowered?
The first thing is to understand that there's a global trend and there's an urgency within the entrepreneurial market now. And that demands that every young person now is fully equipped with basic digital skills to enable you to thrive in this competitive market. Now, that involves ensuring that young people have access to education, not just regular education, but education that involves access to digital learning. Now, we also what happened during COVID when education was shut down and everywhere was dark. Now, institutions that track with those who are already adapted to the new normal, that we're able to do that. So, from our institution, what we do is that we have our young people training in basic computer skills and ensure that they're able to track not just young people but institutions as a whole. Because to be able to track institution-wise, you must be able to learn how to be able to communicate, how to be able to work collaboratively online. These are things that we look at, and we know that over time we'll be able to see progress, considering that these things are very essential in our day-to-day work.
Thank you, Charles.
Ensuring that young people are involved in tech solutions. And then, so how can we ensure sustainable development in the context of IT solution technology?
Now, in relation to young people, I think we must first create a decentralized mindset of how we want to go about this process. There's a huge digital divide, and for us to be able to transform as a nation, we must understand where we have the leakages. Now, most of these innovative programs like these are mostly held in the urban areas, and we know that bulk of our population resides outside of Monrovia. So there must be efforts put in place to ensure that we're able to move to those places. Now, of course, there are challenges. Now, if you take a digital training program to a hinterland, you must consider factors like electricity, you must consider factors like internet access. So this goes beyond just what we can do as individuals to what policies and platforms or environments are created to sustain these efforts. Now, if you go over into a community and then teach you how to use tablets, how to use internet, now how can you be so sure that they will even use it beyond the time you train them? So this boils down to us ensuring that even our internet service providers, our educational institutions are equipped fully to be able to enhance that process. Now, education, so they should just be about learning A, B, and C, should be about also equipping students to understand how to use computers, how to use internet. So sustainability falls back to the foundation that we're building. That foundation requires environment. So as an institution, as a person who's into youth development and training, we should go about to train people. But then after the training, what's next? So this involves every person, every institution, the government, every advocacy group, everyone that has a part to play. And that's where we all come in. And I hope program like this shouldn't just be about what we can say here, it should be about how we can be able to draft policy and draft change. Because we'll leave from here, but the question now will be what next? So what can be the one next for people residing in Kakata today? Young people who want to access information. How can we build digital hubs for them that they can go to build up? And I appreciate online librarians and organizations that are moving to other parts of the country. And this shows that there's a lot of work that needs to be done because for us to compete with other countries, we must be equipped to the level of them. Other young people, other countries are building mobile applications, they are learning programming even at primary level. And for us, we learn it at university level. That shows that you can't compete with somebody who's learning on a very basic level. There's a need for us to be able to ensure that education goes to the foundation. To do that, it involves policy, it involves plans and delicate actions, not just the one that draws the picture, but delicate actions too.
As like for you, since I might be presumptuous and say you also affected by music. So how has life been when it comes to conflict in your organization?
Well, I'm already out of the non-governmental space, probably directly I've not really felt directly back, but then it has affected my partners. If my partner is affected, it means that getting directly affected. So entities that we provide support to, IT support, now they are unable to afford IT support service, which in turn affect me also. And I'm not able to get what I'm supposed to get for them. Also, I'm not able to support. There are some institutions currently that we're supporting by even paying us because we already started that. So now we're just going ahead to see, looking towards the green light to see what is happening further. But our economic environment has to be suitable and has to be favorable. Now, as young entrepreneurs, it's one thing to say you want to start a business. It's another thing to track with that business and make it succeed. So, and that can only happen if you have the enabling environment. That environment boils down to certain necessities, for example, affordable internet, accessible electricity, and other things that matter most. And every young person here can attest that it's difficult finding a dream, it's difficult achieving a lot of things in Nigeria because there are so many factors. For example, if you want to register a business today, the processes, the real fees and everything that you have to conform to, it discourages somebody to register a business. And these are things that keep pushing us backward because people want to go forward, but you march the growth barriers. So, let me just find a way around it and move forward. So, as a young person, I believe that we all share similar concerns, we all share similar struggles. But what matters most is our resilience. How we're able to see these challenges and make all things opportunity for us. So we think that whenever there's a problem, it means that there's an opportunity for you as a person. Because all you have to do is change that, find a solution to that problem, and then make it your own, and then you in turn will be able to get something from that. So I think we should have that problem-solving mindset. We must be able to go through like we are nowadays. Because the real challenges, current NGOs that are currently struggling with funding, we must be innovative now. But you want to look beyond just what we're doing from outside. Let's see how this moves together. That's why we applaud the government support to what people want. But now the question is, how is that process going to be as transparent and as accountable as we expect? It is going to be benefit will benefit from it. But that's what I'm looking forward to. So we need that transparent line of implementation and that accountability and transparency. That will help us as young people to be able to make sustainable change.
We will all be here for this program, but as we leave from here today, let's make one thing with us. That our own future is in our hands. There's nothing government can do to solve that, but we have to try. NGOs have tried. We can only make a difference, we can only change our lives. We make the delicate decisions and action towards that. So as we leave from here today, know that we have Nigerians in our hand, and we must be able to solve our real problems ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our panel.
I hope you have a good
I think it's now time that Kate join the organization. Yes, take your imagine better. To be able to work with. Yeah, for vocabulary, he has at GoNet, that's an online training portal where you can be able to learn about unique coming on the campus. So even in as much as you do the hub, but then also access the place with the owner. And they are affordable also. That's one way to look at it. Now, our innovation hubs and digital hubs are cost intensive. They require a sustainable way of keeping them active. So it's not something that any institution can just jump into and want to do. But then again, this shows that there's a need for these things to happen within this environment. Because young people here are currently being disadvantaged because they don't have access to those things. Now the question is, who can do that? Now we're looking up to the Ministry of Defense also to support that. Right? To see how best we can work with the American Center to ensure that we have these centers here that even more can provide support to that center and provide this training. So also we turn back to the government to see how best we can work with that. We call on the partners here present, be able to support that effort. And I'm sure other people here have that same concern. So as a trainer, I'm willing to give my service towards that. But the question is, what's the environment we have? So maybe even sport is up to you to be able to help the young people here. Thank you so much.